Good morning. Happy April. Happy Saturday. It is a gorgeous morning. We finally have some sunshine. It's been a cold, gray, snowy week. So, this is great to celebrate the weekend energy. It's going to be an awesome day on the hill. There's a lot happening all over town, whether it's fundraisers, ski challenges, some opera parties. We have the big Michaela Schifrin event coming up this weekend, which we'll talk about. So many fun things to get involved in, and especially if you're looking to give back to the community. So we have all those details for you. And of course, the snow report, see how much snow we've been racking in this week and what we can expect for the weekend and the next week, because I think there's more snow on the way. So you're in the right place. Vail Valley Live starts right now.
Good morning and welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Like Meredith said, it is going to be a action-packed weekend. We have so much going on. It's April Fool's today, but we're not joking. There really is a lot of events. So excited to have Meredith out there in Vail letting us know how we're getting some blue skies coming in. It's going to be a beautiful day. We have Anthony, our producer, in the studio, and we've got a lot to talk about. So let's kind of roll in and get started. Let's start a little bit with our weather. Just make sure that you can see the beautiful temperatures that are going to be coming in. I think some of the blue sky is going to be coming back. I know it's been a little bit gray this week. Meredith mentioned that too, but hopefully the sun is going to come, warm things up, make it feel like spring, just like it's supposed to be. Today, right now, we've got 14 degrees at Beaver Creek. We have 13 at Vail, so a little chilly start, but it's going to warm up really nicely. Highs in the 40s, maybe up closer to 50 as well, depending on which forecast you're looking at right now. We've got lots coming on. Only a little bit of snow last night, nothing in the forecast until we get to Tuesday, but we'll take a look at that next. So looking at our snow report, last night we did have a little bit more of like a dusting. So about an inch at Beaver Creek, 3 inches at Vail, which is a little more than I expected to see. But then we're going to have a couple of dry days. So the sun is going to come out. It's going to warm things up. It's going to remind us it's April. And then coming into Tuesday, maybe we'll have a little bit of snow coming back. So 5 inches in the forecast on Tuesday, another 3 inches the next couple of days. But like I said, we've got some nice warm temperatures. 43 today, 46 or 43 tomorrow, 46 on Monday. And then maybe those, I think we called those thunder snow. I think that's what that little icon looks like on Tuesday. And that's when we have those 5 inches in the forecast. So still some snow to think about, but hopefully some nice blue to go along with it. I know I am ready for some warm April skiing where we have a little bit of that corn snow, but we have those bright sunny skies and maybe we can have some fun on the slopes there. So the roads, as we'll look at in the next thing, also nice and clear with that less of the snow in the forecast. Remember that you can be watching us every single morning, 7:30 to 8:30. You can find us on YouTube, on Facebook, in either one of those locations. Make sure you're liking us on Facebook, subscribing on YouTube, and then chat with us. Let us know during the show if you're watching us live, where are you watching from, any questions that you might have. Always makes it for kind of a fun, interactive show. And then you can also be watching us on Channel 17 Outside TV if you are local in the Valley. But let's head back out to Meredith, see how it feels, see if those blue skies are really breaking through, and just catch up a little bit with her. There we go. Meredith, how's it feel out there?
Like you said, it is a chilly start, but you see those temperatures are going to be in the 40s today. So we'll take a cold start to the morning. It's always about dressing appropriate, wearing the layers, covering up the sensitive areas like your head, your hands, your feet. So investing in good equipment, good ski socks, gloves, having some like balaclavas. I'm like fully in my hood right now, my down
That's right.
jacket. And that's keeping me warm for the time being. But it's gonna be a beautiful day, and let me just show you the skies because they are blue.
Blue! Yay! Oh, that's so good to see. I feel like we've had patches of that this week, but nothing that stuck around for very long. So I'm looking forward to a beautiful blue sky day. Even as much as I like snow, I want some sun to go along with that. That's kind of what we're known for here. So I want to bring it back.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's springtime here. It's April, and we're excited that we still have a decent amount of time. I mean, Telluride and Crested Butte closes this weekend. So it
Oh,
makes us grateful
crazy.
that we have a little bit longer, and then you'll have like a basin, which is going to be open for maybe
A
even the
while.
beginning of June. So, yeah, there's
Yes.
always somewhere you can go depending on what you're into, but plenty of more skiing. The conditions are incredible given that all the consistent snow we've had, these cold temperatures. It does make for
Right.
conditions really great on the mountain, and there's already a lot of people heading up to the hill, and I'm seeing some costumes. Some people dressed
Excellent.
up kind of fun in neon colors. I saw a whole denim suit, nothing too charactery yet, but there's a vertical challenge happening, and there is an award for the best costume, so I think that explains it. But let's kind of talk about this vertical challenge for
Yes.
MS.
Yeah, this looks like a really fun event, and it starts, I believe, at, let me just double check, I think it's 10 o'clock this morning. Yep, Vertical Challenge one starts at 9 a.m. I'm incorrect. There's lots of stuff going on kind of all day. I have that wrong again. 8:30. Okay, this is Saturday, April Fools, right?
When the lips
So
open.
that's right. So just as everything opens at 8:30, that is when the vertical challenge is going to get started. And there's a ton of stuff on their schedule for today. So it looks like you're really just trying to rack up as many vertical feet as you can. And there's prizes at the end of the day at their operate part of the person who actually gets the most. So the challenge itself, so event starts at 8:30. Looks like the challenge starts at 10, and then every vertical foot until 3 p.m. So lots of time to kind of rack that up. Then they submit the what you actually got online, and then the awards will be in later in the day. So this sounds like a super fun event, and 100% of the proceeds go to supporting families living with MS. So really fun stuff, and they've got a party at 1:15. There's some mogul mayhem is what it's called at 1:45. So lots of events kind of throughout the day as part of this event. So if you're looking to maybe get some lots of feet in, this is a great do that and give back at the same time, and then you get to celebrate with their opera party starting at 3. So lots of fun, I think, going on, and always a great way, like you said, to be able to kind of combine enjoying the wonderful ski conditions or blue sky day with giving back a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Yes. And then there's going to be a ski venture. So two events on the mountain, let alone everything that's happening off of it. So this is pretty cool. And this is its third annual time, the ski venture. It's kind of a scavenger hunt all
Mm-hmm.
across the mountain. So it makes it a unique day, a unique challenge. What maybe you're not really into doing steeps and deeps all day, you can do a little scavenger hunt, good for all ages. And yeah, this is, like I said, the third time that this event has happened.
Yeah, and I was able to finally find who this goes to. So it is the SSF Foundation, and they're going to be distributing all of the proceeds to 5 local organizations. So Speak Up, Reach Out, Education Foundation of Eagle County, the Colorado Mountain College Foundation, Habitat for Humanity, and the Mountain Rec Foundation. So lots of good causes. So like you said, another fun way to kind of dress up, find those different challenges, and maybe be able to give back at the same time. And this one, check-in starts at 9, and the winners are going to be announced between 3 and 5 at Garfinkel's. So 2 really cool events. So really fun way to kind of mix it up today.
Absolutely, yeah. And Slifer Smith and Frampton, that's their if you guys weren't sure of the organization. So they're kind of hosting this, and then they chose those nonprofits in the valley, and all of them are incredible. And another one that we can talk about is the Project Funway. So we're bringing things off the mountain. I'm telling you, it is like fundraiser weekend, but I love it. It's all in good energy. So this Project Funway has been going on for a long time, 12 years, and the
Yeah.
event has grown every single year. It's so cool to see that happen. And so they take over Dobson Ice Arena. So they clear out the ice, they make it a standable, walkable event space. They'll bring in the cocktail tables, the big stage, the runway, and this is where all these children and people, Eagle County residences, are gonna make clothing out of non-fabric. So they have to get creative. Maybe it's newspaper or candy or tinfoil, anything but fabric. And they make these incredible designs. I just love seeing the photos too. If you don't have time to go to the event, just the photos on what comes out, the creativity just blows my mind. You can see a photo right there. So this is all going to be today at the Dobson Ice Arena.
Yeah, so maybe you do one of these events we talked about on the mountain first, and then you end your day at this event. So nice way to get to kind of a little bit of everything that way. So good, lots of happening today, and there's so much more that we haven't even gotten to. So let's take it out to a commercial, and then we'll come back. We'll hit headlines, fill you guys in with traffic, and we'll talk about what other events are going on this weekend. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
At My Future Pathways, our mission is to be the helping hand that enriches and elevates the lives of youth and families of our valley so they can reach their full potential. Through our holistic approach, our tutoring service and programming strengthen our community, develop self-worth, create opportunities, and promote values. We are My Future Pathways.
Welcome back. We are going to check out the headlines that we've got first. So that this is your Vail Daily paper. You can grab this at free boxes all over town. Really great way for you to catch up on what's happening around the valley, and a lot of good information in the paper today. So we'll start on the homepage or the cover page and just check out the really awesome shot from Battle Mountain's Hunter Roach runs with the ball in the lacrosse game against Eagle Valley Friday in Edwards. So they won 13-7, always great to see. And man, looking at that field, it almost looks like a spring day, although it was a little bit chilly yesterday. And then right above that, a front range heavy bill. So governor's sweeping land use bill aimed at addressing state's housing crisis draws fierce opposition from the mountain communities. And this is continued on A3. So if you want to dig into this a little bit more, in Eagle County, the local municipalities are expressing concerns that while the bill has a stated goal to address the state's housing crisis, it'll have some adverse effects as well, undermining the creative efforts and control of local towns and cities to address this crisis themselves. So a lot more information. This one continues on a couple of pages, so definitely check out the paper or even Vail Valley or VailDaily.com if you want to read more about that. Kind of moving on, we'll take Back to Vail, Back to Basics. This is a cool story. Did you know that NBA Hall of Famer Sidney Moncrief, he chooses Vail for the only annual basketball camp that he runs. So they asked him if he could choose between a day on the slopes or time traveling back to 78 Final Four run he led for the Arkansas Razorbacks. He said he would choose a day on the slopes in a heartbeat. So it makes sense that the 65-year-old NBA Hall of Famer only leads one annual basketball camp, and that is here in our ski town. So it's the only camp he does, and he's done for years because he just likes Vail so much. So fun story, really cool that he's able to host this camp, and you can read more about this on A2. Moving to our arts and entertainment, this is very close to me. I'm super excited about this new store. So there's a new drinking establishment in town, but it's not quite what you think. Free Spirit Beverage Company is in Riverwalk in Edwards, and it's an alcohol-free but not flavor-free lounge and retail store that offers unique experiences for those seeking a refreshing alternative to the traditional cocktail. So we've got longtime locals Kate Manley and her mom Kathy Manley, and they're focusing on providing exceptional non-alcoholic spirits and mixers from top brands that have put in great effort to perfect their products. If you haven't tried non-alcoholic spirits in a while, seriously, you should go check this out. This is something we have in our fridge and our bar a lot, and really great options. So go see their whole offering and maybe have one of those mocktails in the Riverwalk. And then moving over a bit to music, the AMP welcomes Pixies with Modest Mouse in September with special guest Cat Power, who will also perform. So this is a little bit a ways here, almost going into fall, but on Saturday, September 2nd, generations of alternative rock will unite when the Pixies and Modest Mouse with special guest Cat Power take the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater stage in Avon. So great outdoor venue, only 2,500 seats. The Pixies, who started in Boston, and they were in the 1986 and really associated with bringing alternative rock boom to the 90s. And then Modest Mouse, who has been strongly influenced by the Pixies, and they have over 100 million views on their Float On music videos. So go check out these. I used to listen to Modest Mouse myself back in the 90s. So I think this will be a great show, kind of a fun way to bring a little bit of an old school vibe here to the Valley. And then wrapping up, always love this. How do you get your face in the paper? This is a wonderful way, making sure you take all those Instagram photos that you've taken around town, hashtag Vail Live, and maybe you'll get featured on this page in the paper and then here on Vail Valley Live as well. So we've got that great picture on the left, beautiful day for Z to make it to the top of the mountain with that wonderful shot looking over the back bowls just at the top there. And then looking at our bottom, we've got Wyatt's birthday and then a really cool shot of a moose crossing the road in Eagle Vale. I didn't see this, but what a fun picture captured by one of our locals from Edward as the moose kind of sauntered across the road. And just a great reminder to just keep an eye out, especially as everybody's waking up and things get warm. You'll see a little bit more wildlife potentially out on the road, so just a bit of space. So lots more in the paper. So always, again, grab your copy or check out vaildaily.com for even more. Great way to do it on time or online. And as well, you'll see some of those groomed runs across the bottom of the screen. So if you're looking to grab that corduroy today, especially as stuff starts to warm up, this is going to be a wonderful way to see what has been freshly groomed for you. And yeah, so thank you for sticking with us on this. Let's check the traffic report and just what's going on. As I mentioned, driving in was pretty easy this morning. Really more of a dusting that came in overnight, so the roads are pretty clear. You'll see from East Vail looking really nice there. Officers Gulch, that's over by Cop, also looking kind of clear. So Vail Pass Summit, though, we do see a little bit more snow on the road. So you're coming over the pass. Just take your time. I know it closed several times yesterday, so just a little less traffic usually leaves a little bit more snow on the road. So always take your time. And then when you're getting off exit ramps, I know I say this a lot, but just being a little bit more careful. Surface roads were still pretty snow-packed this morning. It was really the highways that start to be nice and clear. So let's take it back out to Meredith, and we'll talk about some more things that are going on today. We started off the show talking about some of the fundraising events that are happening. Really, that would take your entire day if you'd like to pack those. Let's see what else is happening this weekend. And Meredith, looks like you have just moved around. Where are you now?
Yes, I'm in Solaris.
That's where
we have a beautiful shot of Solaris, and I mean, this is such a great area, and there's an event happening here, which is why I thought to bring it. Maybe we could bring up a full screen. There we go. Beautiful view. But really what brought me was the fire. I found a fireplace that was actually on. So
awesome.
anything
Sometimes in the
to
mornings
keep
they
us
haven't
warm.
turned them on yet, so.
Yeah. anything to keep us warm in the mornings we're about. So
Absolutely.
I'm just relaxing here, yeah, and just trying to catch up on all the events. So we were talking about Project Funway that does benefit EFACT, which is the educational program of Eagle County. So wanted to mention that. But another really fun big event coming up that's all going to be taking place right here is the Michaela celebration. Michaela 87. This is kind of her hometown homecoming kickoff event because she's finally managed to catch a break and go relax in her home. She is a resident in Edwards, which is just 15 minutes from Vail. And so it's super cool that all of these different communities and organizations have come together to really plan this together. So, you have all of the towns, like the town of Vail, town of Avon, town of Edwards, they're all coming together, the school district, the Vail Daily, the of course Vail Resorts. I mean, a ton of different organizations, and so they're planning this very fun event. And there's going to be another goat in the ski industry here too. So the energy is going to be high. I definitely heard there's going to be some cool free swag. So you can do
Awesome.
this. And this is not a ticketed event. This is just to celebrate her and show her our hometown pride, because we've been cheering her on this entire season and her whole career. But this is just so special that she broke the record, and she's holding now the new record of 87 World Cup wins.
Yeah, and I think
So
she
we're
even
going to
is at
celebrate
80.
her.
And I think she made it to 88, right? I mean, 87 is kind of where we broke it, but she made it even further already before closing out the season.
I think that's right. Yeah, because the title was 86. So the whole visual is like 86, 87, 80,
Yeah,
and it
it just keeps
fades up
going.
to 100. It just keeps going because that is her projected future. She's just going to continue breaking these records and holding them strong. She's 28. She's my age. And, she's got such a future ahead of her. So no one's really going to surpass this. And no one's close. So we are just so proud and happy. And so there's also going to be like a walk of fame that goes to the museum, but there'll be some music and just a perfect way to come off the hill on Sunday and, spend a little time supporting Michaela and just seeing the community. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be totally packed.
I think it is too. So 4 p.m., probably get there early because, like Meredith said, that space is going to be packed out. At least you can be spilling out onto the streets around there as well. But what a cool way to celebrate somebody who has just accomplished so much. And I always like to point out, this is not one of those records that has been broken every year. It was 34 years that record stood, and she's already crushed it. And like you said, there's so much more to go. So this is going to be just so amazing to just celebrate all of her accomplishments and just cheer her on to what she has next, because she's definitely not done. And I think it's just such an amazing thing to be able to celebrate.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a great place. Solaris, too, is a really cool place to ice skate. You can see it just looks so beautiful. It does need a little bit of a Zamboni. There's a lot of snow on it. But this is a cool area. And then right here is Chasing Rabbits. We have a nice bird's eye view of that. Some nice chairs out there. And they're doing a cool opera showing in there because they have a speakeasy that kind of becomes like a movie theater, too. And so this is going to be really cool. I mean, the events at Chasing Rabbits really range, whether it's like an EDM DJ, which I'm more into, but then they'll put an opera on, they'll do bingo. Like they're kind of,
I love
very
places
much
like this
in
that you can go all
entertainment.
over. Yeah, completely. Yeah, so this event is actually today. So it's 10:30 to 1:30, where Meredith was just showing us at Chasing Rabbits. It's a comic opera, so fall stuff. It'll be on the screen there. And you can kind of just see from the images, it looks like a little bit of fun. So basically, a great way to just go see that. It's $35 to head into there, and maybe a nice way to stay if you are looking to be indoors a little bit this morning. A good way to celebrate. And then who knows what they have after that, because just like Meredith said, this turns into you've got the dance floor, you've got the speakeasy, you have a restaurant. There's so many different things. But that's one way to kind of check it out at 10:30 today.
Definitely. Yeah, lots going on here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We there's also obviously not obviously, but Vail Brewing Co. I'm also going to show that. That's one of our favorite places here.
Yeah.
Right there. And that's some local brews. People definitely love Vail Brewing Company. I'm not a big beer, but um, it is a really cool place. And the cool part of that is that you can bring in food. So it's not a restaurant. They just do brews and they have really good kombuchas. But you could go across the street, get a pizza, and then bring it in and eat it. So that's kind of a unique way, and it's kind of an insider tip. Not a lot of people know you can bring outside food in there. So that is always a good vibe. And then, of course, we have Yeti's Grind, which is at the base right down these stairs, which I'm going to go grab a little cappuccino from because they really make some great coffee. They have another location down in Edwards that I finally tried, and they're pretty good. They've mastered a lot of their coffee making. So shout out Yeti's Grind. And then, of course, last plug. There's so many things to plug in this area.
Yeah.
So you have to come check it out. But Matsuhisu, and that's one of the best restaurants here if you're looking for some top level sushi. It is amazing. And even if you just go sit at a bar and just get a roll and like their very classic cocktails, worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hey, so much in that small little area that Meredith's standing at, and yeah, absolutely. So, if you want to be part, and you maybe want to join us here in the Vail Valley if you're visiting, there's a new place that you can buy into called Castile Creek, and so we have a little bit, I think, from Barbara Scrivens telling us a little bit about that Castile Creek Ridge House. So, let's check that out.
If you're looking for a great property that has close proximity to Vail, Beaver Creek, the airport, all the outdoor recreation you could want, you're going to find it at the Ridge House. Joining me now, we have Barbara Gardner. We also have Malia Cox-Nebrega, and they're with Liv Sotheby's International Realty. And we're going to get some more details about this. First of all, I know why they call it the Ridge House. I mean, look at, you're perched on some land that gives you these awesome views. Tell us about this.
Yeah, it's really panoramic to find up here. It's every window has panoramic views of the Saguache Range out back, and this other side you have the Gore Range. All the moneymaker mountains are in these picture windows throughout this house.
Yeah, and the floor plan is so nice too for entertaining and bringing in guests.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, it has a great open layout. It's a 4-bedroom home, 5,300 feet approximately, 38 acres. It is just a really great family gathering spot with an open kitchen, and it's just beautiful. I mean, everything about it has gathering with family and enjoying the mountains.
Definitely. And this is actually part of a larger offering. So tell us how this all fits in.
Right, absolutely. So the Ridge House is part of Castile Creek, and only 10 owners are going to be part of this community, and it's really an exclusive offering. It's on 457 acres in the heart of Lake Creek, and as you know, Lake Creek is in Edwards, so you can just pop down and go to Juniper Restaurant, or you can go up to Beaver Creek, or down, as you said, to the airport. We're really in the center of everything, but you feel like you're a world away up here.
Well, and especially with all the access to the acreage you have adjacent to this property.
Right, we've got 2 million acres of Forest Service right in back of us, so if 457 acres wasn't enough, we've got direct access to Forest Service.
Okay, so then there's home sites that are going to be available in addition to what we see with the Ridge House. So tell us how this works.
Correct. So there's going to be 10 homeowners that share jointly certain acreage as a community. And they also have 5.5 miles of trails. Wintertime, they're groomed every 6 inches so that you can go walking your dog. You won't sink in the middle of the forest. You can do a fat bike, skiing, cross country, anything you want, snowmobiles. It really is just a winter wonderland. And then in the summer, everything that you can imagine in the summer, ATVs, you know, hiking, everything you could imagine, horseback riding.
Okay, and then the Coyote Lodge and Sports Club. Tell us about this.
Right, the Coyote Lodge is a 28,000 square foot amenity, and it is packed full of fun. We have a 6-story climbing wall, we've got a shooting range, we've got a lap pool, we've got pickleball, golf simulator, field house. If it's a really snowy or rainy day, you do not have to worry because we have you covered.
So it sounds like a very exclusive offering. Not many people are going to be a part of this. So we need to jump on this, whether it's already the homes like this one or a home site.
There's 2 residences, this one included, and then there's a handful of home sites. One is already spoken for. and they range in size between 118 acres to 17 acres. Most of them are over 35 acres.
Okay, all right. Well, if you want to find out more, if you want to get a tour, you can tour it via snowcat in the winter or an ATV in the summer, but go to castilecreek.com for more information.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And we are going to wow you with some of the fabulous looks that we have to share with you today from J. Crew and Adidas. Let's take a look. Here's Rachel in J. Crew. I love her navy preppy blazer with striped lining, striped pink tee, amazing white jeans, white sneakers, and gorgeous pink ribbon earrings. With her savings card booklet, it'll be $197, saving $316. Here's Enza in J. Crew Kids with her denim jean jacket, her heart filigree tee, sweetheart leggings, heart necklace, and her white slip-on tennis shoes. Whole outfit $101 with her savings card booklet. Wow, Liv, you look amazing in J. Crew sportswear line. From her fabulous striped button top, pink leggings, fleece jacket, pearlized headband, fingerless gloves, and her amazing tennis shoes with the pink and copper colors, all from the internet return. Her outfit $145 outlet, fabulous. Kate is in Adidas in her pink hoodie, pastel leggings, black tote, and her white and pink running shoes. Her whole outfit would come to $138. Okay, Rachel, you look fabulous in your amazing full-length bubble coat from Guess. You've got your fabulous hoodie with the faux fur, and look at those adorable pearl gold shades. Whole outfit with the shades, $138. Here's Kate in Adidas with this black cropped jacket, $42. It's 40% off of their jackets. Here's Liv. She's in Guess in the most amazing puffer jacket with fleece detailing inside the hood. Love the black belt and the sunglasses. Jacket reduced to $65. And her shades are only $45 from $90. Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And just a reminder, be sure and pick up your savings card booklet at the outlets at Castle Rock in the food court, at customer service, and the outlets at Silverthorne at the Colorado Welcome Center. Love is in the air, and so are the discounts that you're going to find in the savings book. See you soon.
Welcome back. Let's take another look at your weather and traffic, or weather and snow, to make sure that you are prepared of what's coming today. We're moving away from those gray skies and coming more into some nice sun. Little break in the snow, as you're going to see, but I am excited to see that we might hit 43 or maybe even 50 today. Mostly sunny. If you are like me, we've been craving a little bit of nice sunny blue sky day. This is going to be it. Starting out a little chilly. You've seen Meredith kind of bundled up out there because it is in the teens to start the day, but we're going to warm up pretty quickly. So we're going to hit 20s by 9 or 10 a.m. into the high 20s by midday, and then really warming up. So lots of good sun to look forward to. We did have a little bit of snow overnight. So Beaver Creek, we had 1 inch. Vail 3 inches, but we're going to have a little pause in the snow now. So maybe enjoy a little bit of sun and blue days through Monday, and then maybe the snow will come back on Tuesday, 5 inches in the forecast, and then 3 those next couple of days. And I love when we get those multiple day snows in a row. It really helps, particularly as we go into the spring, because things will go into that more of a freeze-thaw cycle. And so if it can refill and soften a little bit, that always kind of keeps the snow a little bit nicer for us to ride on. So we're not quite done yet, but we'll have this nice little break. Tomorrow and Monday, we're going to be in the 40s again. Not quite as cold in the mornings either. We got 24 in the morning tomorrow, 33 in the morning on Tuesday. And then as we get into, on Monday. On Tuesday, we might see those thunder snow coming back as we saw the potential snow in the forecast there. So only going to be in the 30s. That's how we're going to hit that snow. And then Wednesday, same kind of thing, only in the high 20s, getting a little bit colder again going into next weekend. So that's what we have to look forward to. So nice little break in it. Thank you to the Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery for this weather and mountain report. Let's take it back out to Meredith. We're going to talk about all the things going on at Beaver Creek. So we are still we're getting a little closer to the end of that season. April 16th is closing day at Beaver Creek, but we still have some activities, especially at the Villar Performing Arts Center there, that we can look forward to. So let's see if we can find her. Hey, Meredith, looks like you're maybe a little bit sunnier out there right now.
Definitely. The sun is rising right up here. Not facing it though, because my eyes would just start to water. But it's shaping up to be a beautiful day. Just the sunlight's really a golden tone. Everything's just waking up, and a lot of people are headed to the mountain. A lot of people smiling, lots of good energy. But it's also over in Beaver Creek. I'm sure the energy is picking up there, and it's going to be a great day on the hill. And lots of happenings, especially at the Villar Performing Arts Center. We have some shows to look forward to in the next couple days.
Yeah, so Cirque Flip Fabrique. This one sounds really cool. These kind of acrobatic shows when you're up close and personal in that small theater is always so fun. So this is April 5th at 6:30. And this is a group coming from Quebec City in Canada. And they are, let's see, professional circus artists is the way they describe themselves. So I think this is going to be one of those really fun shows where you see all the acrobatics. They continue to fascinate audiences worldwide with performances that are equally as fun and accessible for everyone. And so this sounds like a really cool event. You can get tickets starting at $45, children for $28. This would be a fun one to bring the whole family. I have seen some Cirque shows before, but I haven't seen this one. Meredith, is Cirque something that you have experienced as well?
I have seen a lot of fantastic Cirque shows in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the great places to see some of the most renowned companies and performances. I think that they do such a good job at not just making it like a show off of tricks, but a really cool story and set and just a whole vibe. And it kind of transports you because we know these circus performers are so talented.
Yes.
But to really get lost in the world is really cool. So I'm always a fan of seeing circus shows.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this would be a really fun one to see in that setting. There was a KT Tunstall show next week, but I will say I had tickets and it was delayed until August 25th. So that one we're not going to talk about today because that got pushed out. But if you saw it disappear, that's kind of why. Wood Brothers also coming on April 14th. 7 p.m. So this one, they are dubbed the Masters of Soulful Folk. And this is not one I've seen before. It looks like a really fun show. They have a third of Medeski, Martin, and Wood, while Oliver toured with Tinsley Ellis before releasing a half dozen albums with his band King Johnson. And they have drummer Jano Ricks, which was added as then their permanent third member. So they are looks like just a soulful folk kind of music. And this is not one I'm familiar with. Meredith, I'm not sure if you're more familiar with them than I am.
Not really, but that was a nice description. That should be an awesome show. That's what I love about the Villar is that there's just such a variety of shows. So maybe it's an introduction to an artist, which is a great way to learn some music. The artist, it's really intimate vibe. It's going to be a good show. I mean, they have really good team of picking the talents. So I'd love to discover music there and then maybe attend a magic show that you wouldn't have expected or a comedian. You know, I think it's been one of the most impressive runs for the season at the Villar that I've seen of talent, and they've had so many shows too. So we're grateful that they were our premier venue that we could go see entertaining shows, and then next weekend we're going to finally de-winterize and open up the amphitheater, the Ford Amphitheater, which is just a little bit this way. I would say it's probably about a 10-minute walk from me. So right in the edge of Vail Village, and it's got kind of its own little campus. The Betty Ford Alpine Gardens are right there. And we go to a lot of these shows in the summer. So we're kicking things off probably the earliest ever.
Yeah.
And they're doing an après at the Amp. And these concerts are really amazing. This is next week. Big names. Polo and Pan, Anderson .Paak, Big Gigantic. I mean, big names in my world. Huge, like EDM fun, like Polo and Pan's like a French club music. And then Big Gigantic is just always a really great time of electric music, and they'll have like saxophone and some big band elements to it. And then DJ Pee Wee is actually Anderson Paak, but this is his DJ name. So he'll be spinning the tunes. He knows the classics and the hit music. So that's Friday and Saturday next week, and I'm definitely going, and I can't wait.
So we've got all the great skiing, all the great music, and we actually also have some great doctors here in case something happens, so that you can get to all these awesome events we're talking about. So let's check out, we have Dr. Elton with a Ask the Doc segment coming up next. You can learn a little bit about what he's got in store for us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elton with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I'm a foot and ankle orthopedic surgeon, and we're here today for the Ask a Doc segment with Vail Valley Live. So, we have some questions in the boot. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it that my Achilles tendon hurts after a day on the mountain? This is actually a little bit of a loaded question. Most commonly, it's probably just boot fitment, and that I would say is probably a 2, and you could get that adjusted at the boot fitter, and that would be a pretty simple solution. It may just be some irritation rubbing on your back of your heel or your Achilles tendon. Could be somewhere around about a 5 to a 6 if you have what is called chronic Achilles tendinosis, which is a very common degenerative problem where over time the Achilles tendon, through use and through mileage and years, can develop some degeneration in the tendon itself, and that can be painful. And then upwards, I would say about a 9 out of 10 is if your Achilles hurts because you actually ruptured your Achilles tendon. And that is something that we see not infrequently, even in ski boots. And that's something that typically is a surgical issue, but is somewhere, I would say, about a 9 out of 10 on that scale. Will skiing make my arthritis worse? The short answer is maybe. I would say, in general, no, skiing is not really going to make your ankle arthritis worse. In fact, some patients feel a little bit better with their ankle arthritis when they're skiing versus, say, hiking or doing some other sort of impact activity. And that's primarily because these boots are so stable. It's almost like having a cast on. And so sometimes ankle arthritis can actually feel a little bit better with skiing compared to other things. What are the most common foot and ankle injuries you see in the winter? We do see a lot of fractures in the winter. That can happen in ski boots, but we also see a lot of slip and fall injuries just on the sidewalk, or getting out of a car or going down some steps where you can twist the ankle and fracture it. In skis, the fractures tend to be a little bit higher up, more in sort of the middle of the lower leg, what we call a tibial shaft fracture. We see a lot of those. Any tips for preventing foot and ankle injuries on the hill? Especially for skiers, more so than for snowboarders. I think having the right boot fit is really important. You could aggravate something like a neuroma in the foot if the boot is a little bit too tight. Plus, it's going to help you to have a little better control and have a more comfortable day to begin with. I do think it's also important, as with most seasonal activities, that you give yourself plenty of time to sort of adjust your body to that sport. And so if you've been wearing flip-flops for the past 4 months because the weather's been warm, and then you dive straight into 7 hours on the mountain, you're going to have some issues. Beyond that, I think it's a good idea to do a little bit of a warm-up, do some stretching, and try and get things as limber as you can beforehand. I'm a cross-country skier and often have pain on the ball of my foot. How do I know if I have metatarsalgia? Metatarsalgia is a little bit of kind of a catch-all for pain in the forefoot. That's what the front part of the foot, and typically it's on the bottom of the foot. But it may also be something like a neuroma, which is a little pinched or irritated nerve. So if your boots aren't fitting well, then that's something that can certainly become aggravating as you go through the day. Well, that's all the questions we have for today. I'm Dr. Elton with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, and that was the Ask a Doc segment from Vail Valley Live.
Welcome back. We still have more activities that are happening today, so let's bring in Meredith. I definitely want to make sure you guys know about a couple of other things. I am excited about the Ultimate Après Avon Beer Festival. Meredith, I know you just said you're not a beer drinker, so this is probably not up your alley. Is that true?
I love the drinking festivities, so I'm never going to not want to be a part of it, but I'm not personally a beer fan. I don't really eat gluten, and
well, that's for sure.
Very glutinous, the beer.
That is very true. That is very true.
This is a really cool après, like kind of a newer après party, and it's bringing it to Avon, which is really cool. And the Ultimate Après Avon Beer Festival. Normally we see these beer festivals in the summer, so I love that we're seeing one, in the winter.
Absolutely. I think this is the second annual. I didn't go last year, but I think the fact, like you said, that we don't usually have stuff like this so early in the year was what caught my attention. So I'm going to be there this afternoon. I'm super excited about it. They do have more than beer. That is the only thing I was going to point out. So I think beer is definitely the focus, but they will also have wine and seltzers and spirit tastings. It's going to be in, on Lake Street from 1 to 6 today. I am excited with the blue skies and the almost 50, high 40s. I think the temperature is going to be just perfect for this. When I got tickets, I had no idea what we're going to have today, because you never know. Beginning of April, we could have had, rain or, more snow and stuff like that. But I think this is going to end up being just perfect for getting outside, enjoying a beverage with friends. I know we're meeting a couple of people there. So just a great way to enjoy and see Avon, which is maybe not something that everybody has been to if they're visiting from out of town. So you timed it perfectly. Maybe you could ski this morning. We're going to hit uphill a little bit later and then head over to Avon to enjoy the beer festival this afternoon. So there's still tickets available. I think lots of options here. They have everything from just kind of your basic entry tickets for $45, or they have a VIP option as well. So definitely something to check out if you are a beer person and just want to have something a little bit different today. And then Meredith,
speaking of
go ahead.
And Après and Avon, so this is all in the same category. Still have the Stranahan's Ski Lounge at Stoke and Rye at the Weston Riverfront Resort and Spa, and this is so cool. And I think tomorrow is the last day of it, so definitely a little time crunch with that. And so you'll see that photo. It's a life-size barrel roll that you're gonna get cozy in, up to 4 people, and they have an arranged menu that is all from Stoke and Rye, and then they're gonna pair it with Stranahan whiskey cocktails. And so this is just such an elevated après experience that's intimate. You'll never forget it. I mean, this is very different than just hanging around a bar with après music and you might have a beer spilled on you. If you're not into that, then maybe get to this, because you have a lot of privacy. You're going to stay warm in that, and then you have views of the river right there, the mountain, Beaver Creek, just the 360 views that come at the Western Riverfront Resort and Spa. So this is something really cool, and you still can sign up. Last 2 days.
Yeah, today and tomorrow are your last 2 chances. So 1 to 5 p.m. on both days. And this looks really cool. I'm disappointed I haven't gotten a chance to get over there yet. Just sounds like a really great event. So many options. We have so much going on.
I know. And you can see, obviously, skiing is the main thing during the day. So a lot of people are gearing up, getting in line. But, don't be too intimidated. This line really flows through. It goes fast. And luckily, it's not super freezing and cold. Like, everyone's got smiling. I've had so many people waving at me. And I'm like, all right, that's a good sign for a good day. People are happy. And so it's nice to, I always meet people in the lift lines, and chat with them up on the chairlift. I think it's such a wonderful pastime that brings you closer to people and hear stories. So chat with the person next to you because you never know what they have to say. So it's going to be a really great day on the mountain, whether you're doing the ski venture, you're doing the ski for MS. I saw a lot of stuff posted up right by the mountain plaza. They have a tent and signs, and I can definitely see a lot of costumes over there. And that's where their pipe party is going to happen over by the mountain plaza. So skiing and partying and fundraising and giving back to the community. That's the theme of this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had one Ask the Doc segment already, but Trisha also interviewed Dr. Bevan. And so we're going to check out what they talked about so that you can just, again, stay healthy as we're in the end of our ski season here. We'll pull that up in just one moment.
Well, my first piece of advice was that any young hockey player, make sure you're taking care of your studies. I've gone on this great path in education. I've become a lifelong learner because even though hockey long ago was the most important thing in my life, not everybody goes to the NHL. Most people don't, and most people do something else. Number two is don't be a tough guy. I know hockey players are notoriously, we have to play through injuries and be proud of our fake teeth and things like that. But really, if you're playing through an injury, you can be making things a lot worse and potentially hindering your career.
Okay, so next question is, what are the best ACL graft options?
There's two kind of big categories: allograft, meaning a cadaver tissue graft, versus an autograft, which is your own tissue. So it's really whatever's going to be best for you. For the autograft, we have different options. One is the quadriceps tendon. Another has been kind of the gold standard for a long time is the bone tendon bone patellar autograft, and the other one is hamstrings autograft. A great example, staying on this hockey theme, one of my previous college teammates just tore his ACL. Really recommended. He's a carpenter now. He's up and down on his knee a lot, so the quad was a great option for him, and he's done fantastic.
Okay, yeah, so talk it over with your doctor, get the advice for you based on your lifestyle and activities. I have an old meniscus tear that didn't require surgery, but causes pain when I do certain activities like long distance running or weightlifting. Do I need to look at surgical options, or are there other treatments available?
So that's a question that is one of the more common ones I get asked, certainly after I've started practice here in Colorado. Most of the time we can treat meniscus tears without surgery. We really want to save the meniscus, so to speak, so that shock absorber stays there and can help prevent early arthritis or things like that. And there's some non-operative treatment modalities that are very great options for patients, such as these orthobiologic injections we can do that we offer. Therapy, strengthening of your quads, IT band stretching, strength of your core. It can really keep you going and keeping a meniscus from becoming a big problem.
Okay, good news. All right, and then the next question. So, should I snowboard if I have shoulder instability?
Anytime you're having instability, we have to know if it's true instability where your shoulder is actually dislocating. If that's the case and you're doing those types of sports, then that can certainly put you at risk, one, for damage in the shoulder and having a more serious injury, and number two, depending on where you're doing those types of sports. So if you're a kayaker and you have a dislocation, you're underwater. So those are the types of patients that we definitely want to see, have come in, see us. We can have the discussion of getting proper imaging, and if surgery is an option, or if we have to try some therapy and bracing to help keep you safe. I'm the product of 2 shoulder surgeries myself. One I took care of right away. One I let keep having instability and dislocations, and what becomes a more simple surgery can become a lot more complex surgery if you let that keep happening.
All right, let's check out. We've got our last question here. When do I know it's time for a shoulder replacement?
We typically say that anytime you are considering joint replacement surgery, when you start not having restful sleep at night, when it's waking you up, when you're not able to do the activities of daily life, get dressed, take a shower, wash your hair without kind of debilitating pain, then that's when we, start broaching the subject. The biggest thing is when we've exhausted all conservative options, meaning therapy, potential injections, also talk about joint replacement for specifically shoulders. I have two examples behind me here. There's the anatomic replacement where we just replace the ball and the cup, but some people need a particular special kind of shoulder replacement called a reverse shoulder replacement for more rotator cuff type disease and other problems. There's just so many great innovations, but particularly in shoulder surgery.
You guys are just such on the cutting edge of so many of these different modalities and technologies. So it's great that we can, have you guys right here, and you're able to, like we said, keep us outdoors, keep us active, keep us doing the things we love. But what do you love about working with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery?
The fact that this has been 20 years in my mind, the goal I've been working towards, and it's finally here, and I'm a month into working, and it's better than I could have ever imagined. And all the, hard road getting here has been completely worth it. And it's what I wanted to do so long ago, because it's such an incredible group of docs to work for. It's such a great field. Colorado's home, and this is my favorite type of people to take care of, because we're so motivated and want to get back out there and enjoying everything Colorado and the high country has to offer.
All right. Well, yes, it has come full circle. Thanks so much for your time, Dr. Bevan. I know you're pretty busy because there's a lot of people out there that have their different ailments that they want to talk to you about. So we better let you go. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me, Trisha.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Bevan. And if you want to learn more, of course, you can check out their website, VS Ortho or middleparkhealth.org to get your appointment with Dr. Bevan.
Welcome back. Let's head back out to Meredith. Let's see, those lift lines might be starting to move. She's not quite ready yet. So we'll just talk a little bit about one more event that I missed that is happening today. Down at the Battle Mountain High School, there is the Vail Performing Arts Academy presenting Broadway Showtime. So this is tonight at 6:30. And it is an annual tradition of celebrating hits from the biggest, best Broadway shows of all time. So this is a fun family activity. Tickets are only $18 and a great way to support the arts in the community. So it might be a nice way to kind of wrap up the day. And if you're looking ahead a little bit more, next weekend, there is still one more chance to see the Vail Yeti. They're going to be playing the Colorado Warriors. This is a charity game. So we've been talking a lot about charity events today. There's so much happening here. So tickets start at just $5. This will be over at the Dobson Ice Arena next Saturday night, 7 to 10. So fun way to kind of wrap up the season with one more game to see our local sports team on the ice. I have just heard nothing but fun things about this event. And, we have one of our other hosts, Dom, who plays on the team. So fun way to just kind of close out the season next Saturday. So many things happening today, even going into next week. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got Michaela 87 celebration happening at Solaris, where we saw Meredith earlier in the show. So make sure you're making plans to get over there, 4 p.m. No tickets on that one. And let's actually look at, we have a video from Ken who shared us from yesterday. So we've got blue skies today, but yesterday was where a little bit more blustery. Look at this snow that was kind of filling in for us. Look at all that powder though too. So he braved the elements yesterday to be able to hit the slopes. I'm sure we'll have a little of this left over, particularly in the trees today. So if you are headed out to the mountain, you can see a little bit of what you might be seeing, but with much bluer skies from today versus yesterday. Crazy what can happen in just 24 hours. I will admit, I think you guys knew I was hoping to hit the slopes yesterday. We didn't get quite as much overnight as I had planned. And when this blusteriness started happening, I definitely stayed inside. But I am going to go out this morning, do a little bit of uphill over at Meadow Mountain. Wonderful show we've had today. I hope that you have kind of made a list of all the stuff that you want to hit from all of the events happening today. There's so much going on. Again, we'll be back again tomorrow, 7:30 to 8:30. You can always find us on YouTube, making sure you hit that subscribe button, Facebook, hit that like button, or on Outside TV channel 17. So we will be back tomorrow to catch you up with even more information. Have an awesome April Fool's Day. Happy April, and we'll see you next time.